Hello, everybody. This is Rick Napier, the CEO at 321 BizDev LLC, and today is December 12th, 2023. I'm in Belmont, California, a little south of San Francisco, and having a great time doing work and doing business, staying with my son, who's a tech worker. Today's podcast is going to be very interesting. This podcast episode starts the beginning of the Noah's Ark protocols, which are being started because of the economic condition for small business owners and consumers and families. Now, the thing is, we've seen this before, back in 2008, 2009, and the economic condition back then resulted in some damage to the economy and damage to small business owners. So here we are again in 2022, 2023, and it might even last into 2024. So the Noah's Ark protocols were instituted so that business owners would take a more serious look at what they're doing and making actions count. In fact, many business owners need to take actions that they have never taken before. And I'm talking about basic marketing actions, a little bit of public relations, a lot more effort instead of business owners focusing on the task. Now, this next conversation that I'm about to explain came up when I was talking with a colleague, and the conversation was, Rick, why don't you just start some simple training to help small business owners learn how to master a sales system? For those who may not know, 321 BizDev is a consulting firm, and we do two things. We help business owners master sales systems. We install sales systems. And the second thing that we do is we help with business development services, things such as your website needs to be upgraded. We go to a colleague for that. Let's say you want some marketing, but maybe you don't want to go all social media, maybe the digital newsletter. And we think digital newsletters are awesome. So there's a lot of things that we do that involve a lot of digital work, some proven solid digital work. And we also partnered with a technology company that also helps small business owners make their social media count. So the conversation I was having with a colleague, again, was, Rick, why don't you do some simple training slides to help business owners learn sales systems, and these slides can be done like 5 minutes in length, and business owners can learn, and then they could adopt or adapt to what they need to do to fix their businesses. And I explained to my colleague, I said, well, sales systems in general are not simple for people to implement. And I explained to her roughly probably less than 15% of people have the psychological aptitude to implement a sales system. And the other 85%, their activities may not include a sales system, so they're doing things like paying for expensive marketing, things such as like a CPA firm I connected with in Florida told me that a marketing company was going to charge them $10,000 a month to find CPA clients. And a CPA, wise in his numbers and cash flow, he just totally rejected that proposal. But the thing was, the proposal was offered like it was a legitimate way to find more CPA clients. So speaking with my colleague, I used the example of military boot camp. Now, as a military veteran, I remember my experiences in boot camp. And what you have to realize, if you've never been to boot camp, you've never been to Camp Lejeune, Parris Island, Fort Benning, Georgia, Lackland Air Force Base, for Air Force people, boot camp, at least I would say for every person that enters the military, I would say 99% of the people go through some type of shock treatment. I'm not saying, the electrical shock treatment. I'm really saying it's the shock treatment of being able to take orders, have people yelling at you, maybe being up 14, 15 hours a day, running through water, running through swamps, just a whole bunch of stuff. And I was telling my colleague that even in boot camp, there's about, when I went to boot camp, there was probably out of 100 people that was in my group, 3 couldn't make it. 1 had health issues that were undetected at the recruiting station, and the 2 just quit because it was mentally tasking. It was too much for their brain to endure, to stomach, to process in terms of having all this high stress environment. So again, I was telling my colleague, that's what going through a sales system is sort of like. It doesn't have a lot of the intensity of boot camp, but not every person, every business owner is equipped to go through a sales system. And again, not because it's so psychologically damaging, it's because when you go through a sales system that talks about how to contact, how to prospect, how to properly set appointments, how to close, and how to get zero cost referrals, and that's what 321 Biz Dev is all about. Everyone may say, yes, Rick, I want to improve my business and improve on those 5 front-end sales activities. And I have had clients that have paid my fee to go through the 6 to 9 hour training over a couple of days. I've done some of these sessions live, and I've done some of these sessions via webinar. And in each session, the trainee, the small business owner said, man, I learned a lot. And yes, this is very helpful. I see where I've made some mistakes. And out of the people that I've trained, and I would say I've trained over 100 over the last 8 years, only a few have said, okay, I've had the training, I'm ready to implement it. And that's what I'm referencing when I say going through a sales system or taking sales system training with 321 Biz Dev is real similar to boot camp. Because once you finish the training, and by the way, the training has like a 6-month learning curve, and that was part of the reason why I had to expand to more digital efforts to help small business owners. That 6-month learning curve, when people consider that they have to learn how to perhaps pick up the phone, how to say hello to people, how to professionally pass out business cards, how to sit at an appointment and not talk too damn much, that's the closing component. Many people say, oh, I totally understand what I need to do. But people say, I am too afraid to do it. And that's my connection to boot camp when I compare 321 Biz Dev sales system to boot camp. Some people will raise their hand and say, yes, I want to do it. People will pay the fee to go through the 6 to 9 hour training class. But when they're done and they're out in the real world with real people, and they know they need to make perhaps $20,000 that month, I would say 90% of the people that started the training will not do it. And that's the reason why I started the digital newsletters and implemented the Noah's Ark protocols. Now, can we still help people, master and get through that sales system? Absolutely. So what we've done, we've identified just a few industries where our sales system training will be a perfect fit. And just like when I was in corporate America, I had to take some psychological assessment tests before I was hired to work in sales. So we recommend all potential 321 BizDev sales trainees who will take the sales system class take a psychological assessment. And one is 16personalities.com. There's another one that if people really want to start, I'll give you the link for that one. That one's a little bit more involved. And people can get the results of their psychological sales assessment and determine if they want to take the class. So again, everybody loved the class. People understood where they were going wrong. People understood what they were not doing. But when the class was over and the lights came on and the people were out and about, I'm talking about people in New York, I'm talking about people in Philly, Los Angeles. Industries include CPAs, attorneys, plastic surgeons, insurance brokers, real estate brokers, roofing companies. When it was all said and done and the lights came on, about 90% of the people said, I know what to do, but I'm just too afraid to do it. So anyway, I just wanted to do this first kind of introduction to Noah's Ark principles and let people know exactly what you can look forward to with the upcoming podcast episodes. My name is Rick Napier, the CEO at 321 BizDev LLC. The website is 321bizdev.com. Our toll-free number is 855-600-9911. Thanks for watching and listening. Make it a great day.